Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. A chill Sunday night turns into some big time news on the Dylan Raiola recruitment as he was on campus for a visit at USC this afternoon. Steve Wilthong reporting that it really went well, to the extent where you see some crystal balls getting dropped for Dylan Raiola to commit to USC. And again, before we even get into it, I just want to say thank you to you guys again. The support talking college recruiting has been an absolute blast, and the support you guys have shown truly means a lot. 4,200 subscribers on the channel. Again, you guys have been awesome. So if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We appreciate you guys for real. Let's get into this Dylan Raiola recruitment. And what I want to pull up first is just, crystal balls are getting dropped for Dylan Raiola to go to USC. He was on a visit to Nebraska a couple weeks ago. You had some crystal balls being dropped there, but you have two really respected recruiting analysts dropping crystal balls for Dylan Raiola to commit to USC and Greg Biggins and Blair Angelou. And when you look at why Dylan Raiola would want to go and play for a coach like Lincoln Riley for a team like USC, it really all makes sense. And you look at some of the other programs that are in contention. You have Nebraska with kind of the family ties, right? Dad played for Nebraska. Uncle is the offensive line coach at Nebraska. Georgia, they have put themselves at the pinnacle of college football, so they're in the running. I've heard some dark horses that Oregon is also in the running as well, but it does seem to be kind of a three-horse race with USC, Georgia, and Nebraska. And what was special about this visit that we're hearing is he meets with Lincoln Riley, but he also gets to talk to Caleb Williams. And when you're talking recruiting, some of the best recruiters are the current players or players who've played under the program and the coach. And Caleb Williams and Dylan Raiola had a chance to chat, and Dylan Raiola was able to see what was going on in the player meetings and see how Lincoln Riley runs this program, and clearly came away extremely impressed. And you look at Lincoln Riley's track record, and why has Alabama and Georgia been able to recruit all the top athletes the last 10 years? It's because they bring these top athletes in, they develop them, and they turn them into high NFL draft picks. Lincoln Riley has done that repeatedly with the quarterback position, going back to his time at Oklahoma. Heisman Trophy winners, first-round overall draft picks. The list goes on, and when you're looking at, if you're an elite quarterback coming out of high school, there's probably no other coach that has proven in the last 5 to 10 years that you're going to get developed under them than Lincoln Riley. And the second thing you're looking at, you're moving to the Big Ten, you're playing on a little bit more of a national stage, but USC has done a phenomenal job not only recruiting quarterbacks, obviously Caleb Williams, Malachi Nelson, like that makes sense for those guys to come and want to play for a coach like Lincoln Riley, play for a program like USC. They also do a really, really good job recruiting that wide receiver position. And we all know, like, if you want to be a good quarterback at the college level, you look at some of the best quarterbacks last year in CJ Stroud. Like, elite wide receiver play makes you look better. USC has recruited some elite wide receivers in the 2023 class. You pull up what they've done in the 2023 class, guys like Zachariah Branch, guys like Mekhi Lemon, elite wide receivers who are going to be phenomenal targets for whatever quarterback is stepping in, right? And one of the questions is, there's going to be a little bit of a logjam, right, with Malachi Nelson and Dylan Raiola. If Dylan Raiola were to commit in that 2024 class, you're a USC fan. That's the best problem to have in the world. You have one of the best quarterbacks from that 2023 class, and then you have the best quarterback in the 2024 class competing. That is only going to help that offense and help both of those guys get better. And again, when it comes down to it, why has USC been able to bring in all these guys? That offense is beautifully scripted for quarterbacks to succeed in. And another thing I want to kind of mention, and it's never too early to look at closing out a 2024 class, is that if you get a guy like Dylan Raiola to commit early, the commits are going to start coming in, and they're going to start coming in at a high level. Only one hard commit for USC in this 2024 class, but you look back at a quarterback like Arch Manning, commits to Texas. What are all those wide receivers and running backs? They're going to pick up the phone when Arch Manning says, hey, Austin is looking pretty nice. That's going to be the same thing if Dylan Raiola commits to USC. These wide receivers are going to be looking at this USC program and saying, I want to go play with elite quarterbacks. I want to go play with an elite offensive-minded head coach in Lincoln Riley. And that is how you land a top 5 class in the country. moving to the Big Ten, quarterback play is going to be at a premium. It's going to be harder against Big Ten defenses than it was against the Pac-12 defenses, which have been pretty good over the last couple of years. Having a quarterback pipeline that Lincoln Riley is seemingly trying to create for the USC Trojans is going to be massive. But the thing that sticks out most is this was not just a stop-by visit. Taking pictures with the coach, sitting in on meetings, talking with the starting quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams. That stuff is extremely meaningful for a kid who's going into his senior year of high school and trying to figure out where he wants to go play his college football. I think that relationship he's building with Lincoln Riley, the relationship he's building with a guy like Caleb Williams means a lot. And I think that's why you're seeing some crystal balls lean to USC, right? You have good relationships with all the head coaches, but having good relationships with the players who've played for those coaches means a lot, especially when you're talking about a guy like Caleb Williams, who is a Heisman Trophy winner, probably going to be the first pick in the 2024 NFL draft. Those relationships that are being created for USC mean a lot. And again, massive news for USC as they make a push for Dylan Raiola's commitment in that 2024 class. A long way to go. Georgia will be making a push. He will be definitely visiting again Nebraska, but USC landing some crystal balls, seeming to pick up more and more traction for Dylan Raiola's recruitment means a lot. And again, wanted to hop on, keep it relatively quick, but talking about a major commitment update or recruiting update, I should say, in that 2024 class. Again, appreciate the support you guys have shown. Again, if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We really do appreciate everything you guys have shown. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.